just need to hit the playground and play like you usually do. Just stay away from your
School emergencies can come from a wide variety of sources. Natural disasters, animal behavior, health problems, nearby accidents or catastrophes, fires, chemical spills, or even human threats. In a school emergency, the primary objective is the protection of the people in the building. This could come in the form of a physical barrier, such as a wall, or by putting distance between the people and the hazard. In the Great Valley School District, we use 6 different actions in case of an emergency. Which action to take depends upon the danger. The 6 responses to an emergency are lock in, lock down, sheltering, staged evacuation, full evacuation, and relocation. The first level of response is a lock-in, used when events make it unsafe for students and staff to continue activities outside the building. This could include a weather event or a potential human threat. The exterior doors are secured, and administrators will announce the lock-in. Teachers should keep students in the classroom, close window blinds, continue instructional activities inside the building, follow directions from administrators, and maintain accountability of all students in your care. A lockdown is called for if there is a threat present within the building. During a lockdown, the building is compartmentalized, and staff and students are secured in contained, locked areas. This is the quickest reaction to a situation because everyone stays where they are or immediately heads to the nearest room, which then is locked. For a general lockdown, teachers should check and clear the hallway. If you are near a lavatory, check it so long as you won't be in danger. Lock the door of your room. Leave blinds and shades as they are at the time of the alarm. Turn off the room lights. Move away from any interior window view from the hall. Notify the office of missing and found students if that's possible. Stay in your secured area until additional instructions are received from a school or emergency response official. If you see an armed intruder, activate a lockdown. If in a hallway, enter the nearest classroom. Lock the door. Turn off the room lights. Call the main office on the public address system and describe the situation. Move away from the room door windows. Mute all mobile phones and remain quiet. If the intruder attempts to enter the room by breaking the glass in or around the door, attack their hand or arm before the door can be opened. Remain in the room until the door is unlocked by an administrator. If you are in the middle school or high school and you hear the lockdown signal, which is the word lockdown repeated several times, enter the nearest classroom if you are in the hall or lavatory, or leave the building if you are near an exterior door or are in a stairwell. Move quickly to the other school building on the campus. Sheltering normally takes place in the event of a serious weather event. It means that students and staff must move to an area of the building that has strong bracing in the walls and ceiling and put solid barriers between the occupants and flying debris. Staff should close blinds and shades, turn off lights, move to the designated shelter area. Close but do not lock the door, check roll at the shelter area, and keep all students together and remain responsible for your students' movements. A staged evacuation moves small groups of people to other locations inside or outside the building. Generally, this activity follows a lockdown or sheltering action, although it can be activated independently. Teachers and staff should direct students to the nearest exit. Close and lock your room door and follow the class to the new location. Check roll as soon as possible. Keep the class together and remain responsible for your students' movements, and wait for further instructions. A full evacuation moves everyone outside the building. Usually the action is triggered by the fire alarm system or public address announcements. In the case of a full building evacuation, staff and students should report to the areas used during fire drills. The external school command post also will be activated when the alarm sounds, and staff not responsible for classes should report to that spot. Once gathered at the designated meeting areas, additional instruction may be given for relocation to another site. In case of a fire alarm or full evacuation, teachers and staff should direct students to the nearest exit, which is clearly visible on the map by the classroom door. Close the room door. Follow the students to the designated meeting area. Check roll as soon as possible. Report roll to the command post. Keep the class together and remain responsible for your students' movements while waiting for further instructions. A relocation moves the entire population of the school building to another site, either by walking or in buses. The movement may follow a full evacuation or be part of a staged evacuation. A relocation is the most intrusive action and is only taken in extreme circumstances. When activated, a relocation will create significant crowd control problems and in many cases will initiate a response from parents and caregivers looking for their children. Teachers and staff should direct students to the relocation site or transportation. Keep the class together while en route to the new location. Gather the class at the relocation center. Check roll as soon as possible and wait for instructions concerning return to the building or dismissal. For more room-specific emergency response information, check the teacher's desk for the initial response and tactical response guide. If you have questions or concerns, talk with the building administrator.